All right, hello everybody. At this point, you should be through step 2, so you should have taken your quiz. Remember, you have 2 attempts and it'll average your score, so if you wanted to take another attempt, you can do that now or later. Now, after your quiz, I'm going to go over a few of these examples of equations, all of which you have solved either in 7th or 8th grade so far. This is a review worksheet to get you ready for solving some 8th grade equations starting next week. So let me go through some examples here, starting with the one-step equations up top here. So if this was my equation, and I had negative 7 times x equals negative 35, remember I cancel out multiplication with division. So when you're solving equations, you're using inverse operations to solve for variables. So this one would be x equals negative 35 divided by negative 7, which is positive 5, okay? All right, what about one of these where you're doing division? How do you cancel out division by 6? Well, you multiply by 6. That would be the inverse of dividing by 6. So those would cancel, and you would get x equals 12. Notice how I'm drawing lines down the equal sign, keeping my steps really organized and showing my work. This is really important, boys and girls, that you learn how to show your work as you're going through solving equations, setting good habits so that when these equations get a little more intense, you have some good structures in place. All right, let's do this one. Negative 8x plus 12 equals 36. I'll draw the line down the equal sign first. Subtract 12 from both sides. Those cancel. You get negative 8x equals 24 when you do that. So we just got rid of the riffraff. Now we have to get rid of the negative 8 in front of the x. And we get rid of multiplication by negative 8 with division by negative 8. So we'll divide by negative 8 on both sides. Those cancel, and x equals 24 divided by negative 8, which is negative 3. If you ever want to pause these before I go over them, you can always pause the video, try it yourself, then check the answer. Furthermore, you should be writing these down as I go through it. Either print off the paper that I provided on Schoology, which is on step 4. You could print that off. You could do it on Kami, although I wouldn't really recommend that. I would think printing it off would be better, or using a separate sheet of paper with paper and pencil would be a good strategy as well. Let's try an example with the distributive property. Let's jump right down here to something a little bit more intense. So down here, we have to use the distributive property. So we have to distribute the negative 7 in here. And after we do that, we're going to have some like terms that we can combine on the left-hand side of the equation. First, we have to distribute the negative 7. So that's going to give us negative 35x minus 56. I'm just multiplying negative 7 by 5x and 8. Now the other terms, we're just going to tack those on. All right, draw my line down the equal sign. I have like terms right here, and then I have constant terms right here on the same side of the equation. And when I have like terms on the same side of the equation, I can put them together. So if I do that, negative 35x plus 5x, that's negative 30x. And then negative 56 plus 6 is negative 50. So I'll say minus 50 equals 40. That's what I have left. All right, negative 30x minus 50 equals 40. Now, in a two-step equation now is what we have left. I have to get rid of the riffraff, which is the negative 50. I have to get rid of that first, and then I can get rid of the negative 30. So first I'll add 50 to both sides, and that gives me negative 30x equals 90. I'm almost done. One more step to go. To get rid of negative 30 being multiplied, I have to divide by negative 30 on both sides. Those cancel, and I get x equals negative 3. That would be my answer for that one. So that one's a little bit more of a, I'd say, a higher level 7th grade equation, okay? And we've done some of those types of equations earlier this school year. You may remember solving equations like that when we did the angles unit. We had to solve some equations like that where we had to combine like terms and solve for a variable, okay? All right. Hopefully that provides you a little review and overview just through those few examples, okay? I meant to do one up here as well. I'll do one of these real quick just so you can see it. For this one, right here, if you were trying to solve for x, you'd have to just add 19 to both sides, right? Opposite of subtraction is addition. X equals 31, okay? You can always plug the x back in too to see if it creates a true statement. Is 31 minus 19 equal 12? You better believe it, right? I didn't really talk about the ones up top. those are just expressions. You see the difference between expressions and equations, boys and girls? You notice that the expressions don't have equal signs? That means we just simplify them. We combine like terms. So for one, like this one right here, 3x plus a negative 4x, we're just basically doing 3 minus 4. That's negative 1x, right? What about something like this? Negative 2x plus 5x minus x. Well, negative 2x plus 5x is 3x, and 3x minus 1x is 2x. So that would be my answer for that one. Okay, so we're just combining like terms. Here we have to use the distributive property. 6x minus 15 if you multiply the 2x and the negative 5 by 3. Note that whatever sign is to the left of a number, that's the sign of the number, right? So for example, if you're looking at this negative 10, this 10 right here, it's a negative 10 because there's a minus sign in front of it, right? So just remember that when you're trying to simplify constants or variables, when you're combining like terms, look to the left of the number or to the left of the variable to know the sign of it, okay? All right, so hopefully that provides a bit of a review for you. Feel free to fill these in on your paper. That does about maybe a third of the problems for you already. So you are on your way. Please do finish these up so you're prepared when we start equations next week. All right, thank you everybody. Have a good one.